I have to laugh at the veg-tards who are jumping online saying the doctor won. They don't have the intelligence. And you know what? A lot of people will say, yeah. This is Gary Vegan-Carboraider, and this is part 2 of my review of the debate between Bart Kay and Dr. Ricky and that Australian fruck. I don't know his name, but that's what Bart Kay called him. I listened to this whole thing. My consensus from taking in all this information is that there was a lot of time wasted. They were arguing, this happens a lot, they were arguing about how they're arguing.
Okay, I do know how this stuff works, all right? And when you say mechanism is not important, the only thing that's important is what we can show over large numbers of people, that just shows that you actually have no grasp of science, okay? If you wanted to talk about that, you had your opportunity. Instead, you wanted to treat with me with disrespect and tell me you know more about science than I do.
And it looks like they spent the entire time arguing about LDL cholesterol. Do people really want to hear that much? About an hour and a half? There's a lot of other things to talk about. And they never did get deep into the discussion. I think it was Dr. Ricky. He said, I love mechanism, love to talk about mechanism. And they spent many minutes talking about the fact they're not talking about mechanism. I'd love to talk about mechanism. And they never did. This is one reason we need another debate. We need someone who's going to move the conversation forward and not get stuck on one thing. And right now I'm waiting for Bart to get back to me to tell me what his demands are for a debate. You know, how does he want the next debate to go? So I got about 10 minutes of footage here for you from the debate. Things I want to make comments on. By the way, you may have noticed people saying to subscribe to their channels early in the video instead of at the end. And now I've got to compete with that by doing the same thing. And you're going to want to be subscribed to this channel. This is like the nerve center here, along with Michelle Lowe. You know, we complement each other pretty well to keep you up to date on what's going on and what's the big picture of what's really going on, what to look for, what to notice. So I got about 10 minutes of footage here for you, so let's get rolling.
A study that looked at genetic, epidemiologic, and clinical studies.
Okay, great. Let's go. I'm all good on the Mendelian stuff as well. If you want to go there, let's have fun. Go for it.
I'll post it here in the Discord if you want to.
Just tell me what's in it, and we'll talk about what the problems with it are.
Sure. So this study looked at Mendelian randomization studies, randomized trials with 2 million participants, over 20 million.
2 more reasons we need another debate is that this debate happened before the Vegan Gains debate was supposed to happen. And Bart was saving his big secret information for Vegan Gains, the big video. Because if he spilled that in this debate, he would not have anything left for Vegan Gains. We haven't heard. And that, I think, is what he built his whole channel on. He's now at over 3,000 subscribers, all waiting on this one thing. That this guy has got the information, and he is going to hand it to the vegans. Well, he hasn't done that yet. I'm waiting, because we need to confront it.
So this is a relatively newer study too. This is 2017 and published in the European Heart Journal.
Okay, number one, how did me saying that you cannot establish causality between LDL and atherosclerosis, how did that turn into me saying that it plays no role?
Now here, Bart says something that was interesting to me. Someone should follow up on that. We never... See, they got stuck. They just got stuck arguing, and it lasted an hour until Bart Kay just gave up. And then we never got to discuss most of what this issue, of what should be discussed, just in the LDL area. But then there's so much else to talk about. They never talked about veganism and why Bart Kay thinks it is a retarded thing. I would ask him to expand on that opinion. But speaking of that being a new study from 2017, I have something to show you. I want to show you the other side of the coin. I'm hearing from a lot of vegans who just think, okay, we won that debate, let's just now forget about it. And the belief of Bart's army will just go away. But these vegans must be living in a bubble. Or maybe they have jobs. See, people like me and Bart don't have jobs. I'm in the field over 60 hours a week. I hear what's going on in the world and what people think. There is a movement that's now just saying all of the science on cholesterol was wrong. And this movement is growing. And if you search for it, you will see it. If you search for it, cardiovascular disease. High cholesterol does not cause heart disease, new research finds. 2016. Does cholesterol cause heart disease? New study says no. This was just a few months ago. Now you can disagree with this. Yeah, you could, but it's not getting out there to people. This is getting out there. They're putting this out there faster than the vegans can defend it, especially since vegans are in a bubble and don't realize that this anti-vegan movement is out there and it's building, and they work together while vegans are busy tearing each other down and trying to keep each other down, fighting over views. Study says there's no link. No link. Study says no link between cholesterol and heart disease. 28 studies looked at the link with death from any cause. Who oppose, this is described as a group of scientists who oppose that animal fat and high cholesterol play a role. See? There's a group of scientists. It's not just this one Bart Kay guy. The debate rages on. There's a big debate. It's not just us people on YouTube deciding to debate this guy who's just saying these crazy things that they've never heard of. Well, I have. Bart Kay needs to, and probably would want to, debate someone who knows what he's getting at. When he asked the two of them what initiates the formation of artery disease, how does it begin, I knew where he was going, and I already knew he was going to go there. But the two of them didn't know where he was going, didn't know what answer he was looking for. I believe I've even seen it on Dr. Oz. He tends to pick up on this kind of stuff, like keto, and then he brings it to a huge new audience. This is going to keep happening, and we need to fight it. Now here I put together some clips, because there's so many clips of Bart here in this debate, continuing to repeat what his one position is, the whole reason why he wanted to do a debate, and why he knew he would win.
My statement of fact, my irrefutable statement of fact, you cannot establish causality between LDL and atherosclerosis. What you didn't present is any empirical evidence in support of that statement.
So the entire analysis of the paper, it wasn't an opinion. It was the concentration and it was based on.
Does that paper say LDL cholesterol causes heart disease? Okay, they have not experimentally proven their case.
You have actually not even read the paper, not even familiar with the paper. I think that's erroneous.
I don't need to read the paper. The key word here is causal.
Sure.
Inference is fine. If you want to say we have evidence for causality here, then you are on the wrong side of the ledger, because the causal evidence does not exist.
Yeah, so again, if you have a meta-analysis and you have numerous types of studies and they all point to the same conclusion, then you can have a level of confidence.
They are wrong.
Well, okay, why don't we go to another study? Again, you're saying they're wrong, but you're not explaining why they're wrong. So that's I don't
Fuck's sake,
that.
Charlie Brown, I am explaining why they're wrong. My position that I am taking here is about the evidence for causality. There isn't any.
He knew he would win. And you can debate who won, and this debate's raging on. Before Vegan Gains ever mentioned or knew of Bart Kay, Bart was getting a few hundred views on his videos. Now declaring victory, he's getting 3,600 and some even higher numbers. He is growing, while Vegan Gains is now falling behind. He'll never get the numbers back that he was getting before.
I'm going to analyse that now for you, and also to counter some of the bullshit nonsense and garbage that's being posted online. I'm going to run through the entire discussion, why I was reacting the way I was. Hopefully that'll help my supporters who don't necessarily understand what was going on to understand me better. Hopefully dispel some of the nonsense that's being espoused by some of these absolute vegan cockwomble retarded people out there who have selective thinking, selective hearing, selective viewing, confirmation bias, cognitive dissonance, and severe mental retardation, obviously. So let's go to the discussion.
I want to piece in.
Start it, we'll get going. And
yes, it's debatable about who won, and we are. But the facts are, the anti-vegan community, which is a large portion of society, is celebrating down here in the comments. The clown wanted to set his own rules. But no matter, Dr. Ricky wanted to discuss high-level evidence and brings studies of association, but not causation. Yeah, I'm getting the idea that a lot of vegans watched this video and are giving him views and boosting the video into higher ranking in the search results, where he will manipulate more and more people. Well, look at this, go with the flow. That is my plan. Doctor lost the discussion at 1 minute. Can see why you got frustrated. I want to discuss that. It's a shame you guys didn't hash out more ideas. Exactly what I'm saying. Bart Kay, you are the man. And for your information, disliking a video doesn't hurt it. And listen to them from the point of view of someone from the outside. This was pure magic stuff, Bart. Very clear to anyone with education what really happened here. You owned that doctor in a way not even he understood. He was being owned. We were jumping online saying the doctor won. They don't have the intelligence. And you know what? A lot of people will say, yeah, I've seen so many vegetarians online that don't seem to be educated. It's like we didn't get anywhere. More and more people are believing that you can eat as much cholesterol as you want, as long as you do it the Dr. Berg way. Yes, which means even more meat is the answer to replace plants. And Dr. Berg has, he's well over 1 million, or this guy is just growing at a huge rate, which means we have not been doing a good enough job. And it's like his opponents didn't want to really address that. They just wanted to fight with their information. See, what I would do is I would meet Bart where he's at and ask him questions. I want to get deeper into exactly what his position is. Expand on what he's saying there. And what is he saying?
He was spouting absolute nonsense, and by the end of the debate, he was yelling and swearing.
Well, not absolute. You know, he does know the science, and you have to meet him where he is.
And I knew he'd do this. I knew Bart was going to just scream, yell, act like a baby, and that's why I didn't want to debate him.
Well, he didn't do that through most of the debate, and I don't see why that would be a problem. As long as you follow the effing rules and don't interrupt. By the way, I don't like interruptions either, which is why I like doing videos like this. We still don't have a debate where Bart is on video. We haven't seen him debate. We just heard it. I'd like to see him call people F-Tar and Charlie Brown to their face and see the reaction. And, you know, you miss a lot when you're not seeing them. Who knows what was going on? There was a point where Ricky was talking for a long time. I could only just imagine what Bart was thinking. Couldn't see any body language.